Hello guys, how you doing? It's Caleb Rapoport from the mighty nerd Halen, and for months, maybe years now, since I made the last one of these, I've gotten questions along the various social medias of what I'm using and how I'm using it, whether it be for in the studio or junk pile, I call it, or what I use live locally or live fly show, because all those things vary depending on what I can travel with. So the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you what I use and how I'm using it, and I appreciate all the support. Like and subscribe, and follow all the socials at Nerd Halen, and enjoy.
Let's start with strings. I've used Ernie Ball Super Slinky 9-42 for 35 years at least, and still do religiously. My custom guitar picks are Jim Dunlop Tortex Flex 60 gauge. Love them. I usually fly with two guitars, one in standard and one in E flat. This is my number one E flat guitar. It's the EVH Gear Stripe Series 5150. There's been FU tone upgrades to it. It's my favorite to play live. The second guitar in E flat, if I'm local, is going to be the EVH Gear Stripe Series Frankie Relic. Also has FU tone upgrades to it. I love this guitar as well. For the standard tunings, I'm using the Stripe Series 5150 Stealth. I taped it up myself with mirror tape. Looks fantastic. Love it. This one also has a bunch of FU tone upgrades. Thank you, Adam Reaver. Second choice here would be the EVH Gear Wolfgang Made in Japan Signature Series. And tremendous. And the EVH Gear Wolfgang Special with the roasted maple neck and beautiful sunburst quilt maple finish. Gorgeous. Plays amazing. And I must thank Michael Tempesta at Fender EVH Artist Relations and the entire EVH Gear staff for all the guitars, amps, speaker cabinets, etc. that I've received through the Nerd Halen project. The straps on my two main guitars are made by Lewis at Fairfield Guitar Co. in Connecticut. These are great banjo straps made custom by Lewis. Look them up, Fairfield Guitars. For wireless live, I use the Shure SL-XD4. Put that right down on my board, and works great. Here's the transmitter, and I just switch from guitar to guitar. So here's the board that I run now as of Christmas 2023. I go straight in here to a little 2-button bypass switcher that runs the EVH flanger and a phase 90 that I have that has a little script setting that I use also. So those are both here. Easy to get to, especially during Unchained when I click the flanger on and off. And then I go into the Headrush MX5. And this thing I've been using for over 2 years now. and I'm loving it. That's my mom, by the way. I'm loving this thing. I've tried to replace it because for whatever, $3.99, $4.99, I don't know what it is now, but it was very inexpensive modeler, and I'm getting everything I need out of the tone in this thing. And if you want to know the head I'm using, it's kind of like an SLO. Yeah, the SL100 is the head I'm using. And that is pretty much the preamp that I go with for all my settings in the Nerd Halen band, and it's doing the job. And I go out of that into this. I just found this in my parents. My parents still have a house here, and I went to my closet as a kid, and I found this old half-space Boss 10-band EQ, and I thought, wow, I wonder if this thing still works. Well, yes, it does, and it works great, and I'm absolutely astounded with how crispy and rich the tone has become since putting this back in the chain here just a few weeks ago. Then I come out and I go into an H9, which is basically just the harmonizer setting for the Eventide that I use. It's kind of a light harmonizer. I don't like a lot of it. Even on the Hagar stuff, I stay away from the oversaturated, overprocessed sound of Eddie's tone in that era. It's just not my thing, but a lot of guys love it, and that's cool. This is the newer one, Boss SDE with 3000 EVH delay that I'm running stereo, and that thing works great. I kind of leave it on one setting through the show, and if I have any specialized delays, I just use them in the Headrush. But this thing's great. It gives me a nice spread across the stereo signal, and I go into, for live situations, especially on the road, I fly with this new stereo power amp, and this is fantastic. It's got a great EQ on it, and it's 100 watts, and I can power two 412 cabinets that are provided to me by the venue, and so I have my stereo signal right behind me, and I mic those cabs for the house stereo, and it is working very well. This thing is, look how big this thing is, okay? It's travels so well. That's my amp. That's it. Stereo out of the back, speakers, inputs, and amazing unit. Perfect for travel. I recommend it. Seymour Duncan. Power Stage 100 stereo.
So there you have it. That's what I'm using today. It might change tomorrow, later today. Who knows? But super happy with all my gear and what I'm running, and really enjoy doing Nerd Halen and attributing the King, the greatest of all time, my hero since I was a young teenager, and I'm sure yours too. Nothing in my life is like the passion from the inspiration from Edward Van Halen, and it still burns even brighter today than it did back then, which is hard to imagine because I was obsessed and still am. So rock on, everybody. I'll see you next time.